Well, you got Marjorie Traitor Green talking about how Democrats have already started the killings. And why don't we actually just take a look at some of these mass shootings that are happening like every other day in America and see who's behind them?
Now, I do have a couple of those pulled up, by the way. Let's take a look here. Alrighty. So, let's actually look. Let's put that on full screen here. Let's take a look. All right. So, we got the Highland Park. Everybody's familiar with the Highland Park parade shooting. Now, that happened on Independence Day, the 4th of July, this last 4th of July. And happened. It looks, you know, you can look at the details here. This is just a Wikipedia of the situation. Now let's go back. Just terrible, just terrible. This is okay. Now down here, according to QAnon conspiracy movements, his social media diet while extreme, was distinct from the realm of QAnon. Mike Rothschild, an author who has written on QAnon, said it's pretty far off Q. I don't know, because if you look up here in the investigation, the one shooter's involved. You know, we knew that. It said his motives remain unclear. Okay, I'll give him that. But unfortunately, his extensive online presence contained posts that gravitated towards far-right neo-fascist ideologies. And a Highland Park rabbi stated 3 months before the shooting, he had entered a Central Avenue synagogue, and during the Seder Passover, he was asked to leave. And that's 2 blocks from where the July shooting was. So, man, it looks like maybe it was averted, at least at the synagogue. But because of all he was consuming far-right extremist views. And you can't tell me that doesn't have a effect on somebody's brain and or mind. And to be honest with you, we don't know what his mental state was before this happened. So along with the mental problem, the crisis that we have in this country, along with that, and with these lies that are spewed out and this fantasy land that's put forward by QAnon and far right sites, it is no wonder that along with that mental illness, if he had it, with all these lies being told to him, that he didn't go out and do what he did. I mean, I don't know. Violence is never the answer to anything. And so I don't care what the far right's saying, what the left is doing. There's way more shootings out there that the far right is doing, what the influence of the far right is getting people to do. And I will say it. It's QAnon and the whole MAGA movement is it's terrible. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Obviously, he got kicked out of the synagogue, so but he had his mind made up. He was going to shoot up something, so that's probably why they don't have any motivation or reasons to where he did it, where he did. He probably just wanted some place to shoot up, and he couldn't get in the synagogue, so he went to the next closest place a few blocks away. Either way, he was going to shoot up some stuff.
Yes. All right, so I do have one more article. Let's look. It's not just one. We all know about the Buffalo mass shooting that happened. There it is, Saturday, May 14th, not too long ago in Buffalo, New York. Excuse me. Now, he wrote manifestos and identifies as a white supremacist, stating that he fears that white people are in the process of being replaced by other races. Now, this one, dude, the replacement theory, which is put on Fox News almost every other night for a while there. It was, man, again, that fool that's on Fox News. I keep on forgetting his name because I don't want to remember his name. What's like
Tucker?
Yeah. Yeah, Tucker dumbass Jr. What?
Mother Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, Mother Tucker. I'm going to start using that. Mother Tucker Carlson. He's the one that was putting out this replacement theory. And then this guy obviously was already preconditioned as a white supremacist. And then he sees on TV this guy that he admires on national TV saying, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay to hate black people. They're gonna, but watch it because these immigrants and black people are, people of color are gonna replace us," which is completely asinine. This country's so big. We've got so much opportunities for people that have skills to, their skill sets to go out and make a living. And it's just amazing that they think just because someone is educated better than them and then, oh, look at the color of their skin, they're replacing me, when in actuality that job has been there the whole thing. And you know what, personally, I would rather have the most qualified person, obviously, right, in a position that requires skill.
Well, they're they're literally getting paid to spread lies, so I don't see why they would have any, you know, uh, judgment on anyone else's. Well,
Opinion.
yeah, so they're the ones spreading lies, and they get paid for it, and then so they I don't know that what kind of a job is that, anyways. That's they should.
And you know what, you say they should be on welfare. What? They're probably corporate welfare is what it is, because if you think about it, the corporate.
Most of them already are because they get bailed out every time there's.
Well, I'm talking like Charlie Kirk, things like that. Commentators like ourselves, they're corporate backed. They're backed by big corporations. They, like us, we like myself and you on this show, we rely on, people, just regular people coming and watching us. We don't rely on the, hopefully, yeah. But whereas you got the like, again, Charlie Kirk and things like that. They got the corporates coming in and saying, we're going to pay you millions of dollars to spread disinformation, which gives us more power in the social media and more power over what people see and hear. And so we want to do that, because the more dissociation you have with what the government needs to do and what people like us need to do to get the government to move forward and benefit us, they want us fighting each other. They want the left and right gnawing at each other's, hind to make more money, get more influence, get more power. And this is one way to do it with the whole lying thing. Boebert said that yesterday, day before, in Congress, she got on the floor and just spoke stupidity, idiocracy about how the IRS agents are going to come in and get you. And again, it's off the subject of Major Taylor Greene, but kind of the same when it comes to when you're dealing with lies. So.
And hypocrisy. Like, these are coming from people that want to arm everybody, but not the government or the IRS. They're like, they're not allowed to have guns. This is, and so they just make up a story that 70,000 new employees with guns are coming after us. It's like, they go from one side to another. I don't understand.
Yeah, and you know what, the most of these agents that are being hired are being hired specifically to go after these big corporations that are, getting out of paying their fair of taxes, and that comes along with the whole interests, people's financial interests. If I'm rich and I'm getting away with, look at Trump, getting away with lying on your taxes. And then all of a sudden the law comes around and says, "Oh, no. You're fraud, blah, 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 blah. You need to pay the price and for what you've done. You've broken the law." But if you don't have people there to be able to do that, it's like I'll just give you an example, like a IRS agent going, they do go after individuals and small business owners. They do that. But there has to be something there for them to be like, okay, we're coming after you. But it's a lot easier for them to do that because corporations have layers and layers and layers of lawyers and laws that they keep on throwing at, say, one agent. So you got a whole, again, this is off the subject of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but you got the whole, layers of lawyers, and then you get 1 or 2 IRS agents. They can't keep up. They can't keep up with all the stuff that these lawyers throw at them. So, but now that he's hiring all these agents, then what we're going to have is them going and have the power and have the manpower to be able to go after these guys, go after these big corporations. And so when they're throwing them all this stuff at them, they're going to be able to handle it, and they're going to be able to sift through it, and they're going to have the time, they're going to have the money, and to get more money back, to make sure these corporations are paying for their use of our roads, paying for the use of our railroad lines, paying for the use of, everything that we pay for, that they're not, because they're not paying those taxes. So I say go for it. We need more IRS agents. We need to hold them accountable. So finishing this up with Marjorie Traitor Green. She needs to be voted out of office. That's all I got to say about that one.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.